Welcome back to Disturbed Reality. Before I start this video, I wanted to thank Luis for suggesting this brutal case. I would describe it as an OG cartel video. It was released in 2011 and it came out at a similar time to the chainsaw video, of course, which is arguably the most famous cartel execution caught on camera. And I remember back in the day looking for that chainsaw video on Best Gore, Live Leak, etc. And I would see this video under the suggested. I would see the thumbnail, the title, but a 17-year-old me was always too scared to click on it, so I never actually watched this video at the time, but upon making this channel, I always intended to go back and watch it to cover the case, but I could never find it. So shout out to Luis for sending me this video. I put on my big boy pants and I watched it. But before I describe the video, as always I wanted to go into a little backstory and information surrounding the video, and the research for this one has been a bit harder, mainly because this video was from back in the day, so information isn't quite as readily available, but I'll do my best and will present what I've found. After a little bit of research, I found that the cartel most likely responsible was the Beltran Leyva Cartel, and the reason I came to this conclusion was because in the actual video there was a track playing in the background and it's referred to as a narco corrido, which essentially is a song dedicated to a specific cartel or cartel leader, and from what I was told, the song in the background was dedicated to the Beltran Leyva Cartel, so I think it's safe to assume that they were the perpetrators in this video. Now, I've not actually found any information which points to who the victim was affiliated with, but back in the day, the Beltran Leyva Cartel were rivals with the La Familia Michoacan, the Gulf Cartel, MS-13, and even the Sinaloa Cartel, so the victim could very well be affiliated with one of those criminal organizations. But in regards to the Beltran Leyva Cartel, they were once one of the most powerful cartels in Mexico. The cartel was headed by the 5 Beltrán Leyva brothers, Marcos Arturo, Carlos, Alfredo, Mario Alberto, and Héctor. Originally, the cartel was founded as a branch of the Sinaloa Cartel. The Beltran Leyva Cartel was responsible for transportation and wholesaling of various drugs including cocaine, heroin, and marijuana. The cartel controlled numerous drug trafficking corridors, but they didn't just rely on the drug trade, they also engaged in human smuggling, money laundering, extortion, kidnap, and gun running. Born in the Sinaloan countryside, the Beltran Leyva brothers, Arturo, Carlos, Alfredo, Mario Alberto, and Héctor, worked closely with their cousin, Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, the leader of the Sinaloa Cartel. In 2004 and 2005, Arturo Beltran Leyva led powerful groups of assassins to fight for trade routes in northeastern Mexico for the Sinaloa Cartel. Through the use of corruption or intimidation, the Beltran Leyva Cartel was able to infiltrate Mexico's political, judicial, and police institutions to feed classified information about anti-drug operations. They even managed to infiltrate the Interpol office in Mexico. During the early to mid-2000s in particular, the Beltran Leyva brothers were a huge asset to the Sinaloa Cartel, but eventually, tensions began to rise between the Beltran Leyva brothers and Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. During early 2008, the leader of the Beltrán Leyva Organization, Alfredo, was arrested. This was a huge blow to the Sinaloa Cartel, as he allegedly oversaw large drug-scale smuggling operations and was a key money launderer for the cartel. In apparent revenge for the arrest of his brother Alfredo, Arturo ordered the assassination of the Commissioner of Federal Police, Edgar Eusebio Milan Gomez, and other top federal officials in the Mexican capital. One group of these hitmen was captured in Mexico City in a house with dozens of assault rifles, pistols, grenade launchers, 30 hand grenades, and bulletproof jackets bearing the legend of FEDA, the Spanish acronym for Special Forces of Arturo. Apparently, the Beltran Leyva brothers blamed their partner, Joaquin Chapo Guzman, for their brother's arrest, and in retaliation, they ordered the assassination of Guzman's son, 22-year-old Edgar Guzman Lopez, which was carried out in a shopping centre by at least 15 gunmen using assault rifles and grenade launchers. The impact of Alfredo's arrest not only undermined the long-term alliances of Sinaloa, but also resurrected animosities between rival cartel leaders Joaquin El Chapo Guzman and Arturo's new allies, the Juarez Cartel, and provided the catalyst behind the bloodshed in Mexico's most violent city, Ciudad Juarez. The Beltran Leyva brothers and those loyalists who departed the Sinaloa Cartel with them allied with the Los Zetas. In early 2010, the Beltran Leyva Cartel and the Los Zetas engaged in a violent turf war against the new alliance integrated by the Gulf Cartel, Sinaloa Cartel, and the La Familia Cartel in the border city of Reynosa, Tamaulipas, rendering some border towns as ghost towns. As the years went on, the Beltran Leyva brothers lost influence, Arturo died, and eventually the cartel separated into independent small groups. So the Beltran Leyva Cartel are no longer around today, but their bloody legacy lives on, and one example of that is the video in question. But anyway, I'm sure the burning question for you guys is what happens in the video. The video opens up with a guy hung upside down and he's completely naked, and it looks like he's surrounded by 4 or 5 cartel members who are wearing combat gear, and some are heavily armed with assault rifles. And as I mentioned, the video has been dubbed with a narco corrido, which is a cartel song. And as I said, the video begins where a dude is hung upside down by his legs, and immediately one of the cartel members gets what appears to be a butcher's knife, and he begins slicing away at the victim's junk. He's basically holding his junk in one hand and slicing away with the other with a knife. And as this is happening, the victim is flailing around violently. Now, as I said, the video has a music track playing over it, so it's hard to hear what's going on, but you can hear faint grunts, growls and screams as this is happening. Eventually they do remove his junk, and the dude who did it then threw his junk into a plastic box below his body, which was there to collect blood. Once the guy's junk has been removed, that's when they move on to the decapitation, and once again it appears they're using a large butcher's knife. They begin to slice away at the guy's neck, and blood immediately begins to pour into the yellow box below his body, and they're slicing away, hacking away, and at this point in time, the life has basically left the victim's body, and they proceed to continue with the decapitation, that slicing, hacking away, and eventually they remove his head, which they hold up to the camera, as they always do. Once the head has been removed, and after it's been held up to the camera, the song in the background actually stops playing, so at this point in time you can hear what is going on in the background, and for the remainder of the video, it's basically the cartel guys just starting to dismember what is left of the victim's body, and they start by hacking away at one of his arms, and they hack away at where the arm meets the shoulder, and every single time they swing and hack, you can hear the sound it makes, and it's like a cracking noise. It's certainly not a pleasant sound. And once the victim's right arm has been removed, you can see the cartel guys then throw it in a black bin liner. After that, they then repeat the process with the left arm, and once the left arm has been removed, that is when the video ends. And all in all, this was a very brutal video, and certainly one of the more brutal cartel videos out there, certainly for the time. And ultimately, it's a video that I wouldn't recommend that you guys search out. As I mentioned, I remember this video being available at the time. I never watched it at the time, but I was always curious about it, so I felt it was a good video topic for the channel. But nevertheless, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, if you can enjoy this sort of content. And yeah, any other ideas, any topics in mind, please feel free to share those in the comments below, as I will consider anything. And yeah, once again, thank you guys for all of the support, especially you guys who contact me and provide additional information in relation to some of these videos. That really helps me out, but any type of support goes a long way, and I am extremely grateful for what you guys have done for this channel and for me personally. So thank you guys very much. I'm extremely grateful, extremely appreciative. Thank you guys very much. And yeah, if you like disturbing content, disturbing commentaries, please feel free to stick around. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. But as always, stay safe and I'll catch you on the next one.